Thank you for having me. I think first and foremost is to say pongezi to the winners. And we must say that an election is a contest, and there are winners and losers. But at the end of the day, Kenya has won, because we are moving from and changing governance and democracy. It's already a win for Kenyans. The electoral contest for me was the most hotly contested in the recent years, looking at even what the numbers came out in terms of the final tallies, basically dividing Kenya into almost two. Look at the contestation and the wins at the Senate, look at the contestations and the wins at the National Assembly, and look at the gubernatorial contest. So it means that it was very hotly contested. But you can only have one winner, and that winner now has been declared by IEBC. We wish him well in terms of governing the structures and also leading the country going forward. But secondly, I also learned that, and I was in and out of IEBC, and with the social media and with the freedom of speech, there was a lot of disinformation and misinformation that was circulating across the board. Going forward, we need to know as Kenyans just which information is genuine and which information you have to rely on, and during especially times of contestation. Then the third issue that flag out is the IEBC, the conduct of IEBC throughout this election. I think that IEBC has done a good job from the beginning. And it all begins with internal evaluations. And when you saw Wafula Chebukati himself evaluating his people, you know, IEBC is not about Wafula Chebukati. IEBC is the entire institution and the infrastructures that turn or work or go down to all the 290 constituencies and the 46,229 polling stations. Then you also saw that the four commissioners that towards the end said the election was opaque. Actually, one of them confirmed that they had worked very well as IEBC, and everything was very well, and they had done a good job to ensure that the credibility of the poll is safeguarded. But just towards the end, there were allegations that they were opaque. And all of us wanted to know what is this opaque, but we were not told what opaque is. We hope that we will be told what opaque is. But basically, that's my feeling of the entire electoral process. Above all, the peace that Kenyans have maintained in this election. It is wonderful and recommendable.
And because you mentioned that matter of opaqueness, of course, that statement was made by Juliana Cherera, the vice chair of the IEBC, alongside three other commissioners. In your view, what is the place of such a claim on a day that the IEBC chairman was declaring the outcome, of course, guided by the law that says, let me just get that right, is it 138.10? Within 7 days after the presidential election, the chairperson of the IEBC shall declare the result of the election and deliver a written notification of the result to the Chief Justice and the incumbent president. Well, he did that, but also knowing that it is IEBC that does the process of tallying and verification. So what is the place of such a claim on such a day?
You know, electoral contestation and electoral process is guided by the electoral cycle. And we all know about it because the electoral cycle in this country is 5 years. So when anybody is issuing a verdict on the issue of opaqueness, are you looking at the entire electoral process that took place in the 5 years, or are you looking at towards the tail end? Now, when you talk about opaqueness, we do not know what she meant. I do not know what she meant by the word opaqueness. But when she talks about the word opaqueness, I will think she's hinting something to do with the transparency of the poll. She's saying there's something probably was wrong with transparency. But then the question is, which I would have wished to hear her say, is this transparency affecting the 290 constituencies? At what point was it opaque? At what point did it change? Is this opaqueness talking about the 46,299 polling stations, or what really happened? But it's sad that, that the same commissioners, the four commissioners, were actually announcing the results throughout the process, isn't it? You saw them announcing the results, various results that were coming in. No opaqueness was raised at that point. So it will be interesting to learn at what point did the opaqueness come in. So for me, the timing is, it's really difficult to understand. One will really wonder, what is this that led them to come up with that conclusion of opaqueness? But then they did not tell Kenyans at the time what it is really was. But then you see, the law says that the returning officer for presidential poll is the the chairman of the IEBC. He had a constitutional mandate to announce the results. But the same law says if he makes a mistake announcing that result, and the result is not simple, verifiable, and accurate, according to the Supreme Court decision of 2017, the recourse is in the court. There's nothing you can do until now someone moves to court to determine or to unwind or to unpack or to give the ingredients of opaqueness.